Hi, my name is Max Flower. I'm here with Eric Heiser at Beyond Words. Eric, tell us about the idea for your movie and how you got from idea to where you are right now.
Well, it all started with the short story about Ted Chiang. I fell in love with it when I read it, and I was heartbroken and uplifted at the same time. And after I hugged everybody within a walking distance, I began to think, how can I make this into a film? How can I carry this feeling over? And it took forever for me to find producers that also were as in love with the story as I was. But once I did, the three of us sort of formed a holy trinity around this and worked our damnedest to try and find the right home for it from there on. That took nearly a decade, actually, yeah.
Amazing. And what was the story about finding the producers?
Well, part of it is that I didn't pitch it well early on, because no producer is going to want to hear you say that you have a science fiction story that's non-franchise with a female lead that talks about linguistic relativity. That just turns them off right away.
It's pretty tough.
It's pretty tough. But I had found these producers because they responded to another film of mine called Ours. And on my way out the door, they said, is there any material out there that you just love? And I'd gotten that question 100 times, and 100 times said Story of Your Life by Ted Chiang, and no one had ever really called me back on it. So I nearly didn't say it. And I was like, all right, if you're actually serious, this is the one thing I want to make. And they read it, and they called me back.
So what was it about those guys that gravitated to the short story and your movie concept?
I don't know. I think it's a little bit like the metaphor of dating, of like you go on a bunch of bad dates and then suddenly you find the one. And honestly, when it comes to material that you're passionate about, it's very close to that. We just clicked. We all wanted to make the same thing.
So there's some kind of chemistry there, and you guys had it.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting concept when you delve into partnership and why some things work and why some don't.
Totally.
Have you explored any of that in your mind of how people get along and how they don't, especially with you guys?
I would say that some in this business take their title producer as a verb, and others do not. And I'm in the business of making films, not talking about them. And so it takes a while to find the right people there. And then I think beyond that, finding people that are holistic with the creative process and focus on the project and not on the people behind it. And some are good at making notes like that, and some are not.
So in your partnership with your producers, what is it that you each bring that seems to function very well to create this synergy? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
In other words, do you have a skill set or a type of personality that mixes well? Are you more quiet? They're more extroverted? Something like that.
What I love about us is that we tend to pass the baton, that there's always one of us in the team that's super excited about something.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always have to be the same person, but it gets infectious. It allows the rest of us to start to build up enthusiasm. And we never one down each other.
I see.
We never talk down to one another, and we never try to make that kind of a competition. We're all just like three people on a life raft trying to figure out how to survive it.
So there's support and respect for each other.
Yes.
And if one person comes up with an idea, you say, okay, well, let's kick it around. Let's entertain this idea.
Yeah.
And then there's also, in the respect part, you aren't mean to each other and kick each other down.
Yeah, that's it.
Excellent. Well, listen, I appreciate your time. It sounds like you've got a good team that appreciates your genius, and I hope that you have many more successes to come, and that you're able to work with your team some more, and if anyone else joins you, that it keeps building.
Yeah.
Good luck to you, and thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.